Sit now. Man, face on the camera. Come over here, so. Greetings. Abibi Fahodie. This is Sister Kentake, Sister Nubia. Um, I just wanted to speak a little bit today about my experience as African sister of Caribbean descent born in Canada. And it's April 19th today. It's cold in Montreal. Um, it's boring. I'm at the internet center, currently unemployed for the time being, and missing my experience, and reflecting on the situation here that we find ourselves in. You know, I remember being a child and my mother taking me to the Caribbean and, you know, washing myself in the, you know, seawater. And and yam guava and yam mango and all of something there. And breadfruit and fish and, you know, escovitch fish and, you know, cocoa tea and bread and fried dumpling and all them sweet thing there. And sweet food, may I tell you, when you take the food and it fall, the taste of it fall apart in your hand and it's sweet, Lord. And the place cold. And everybody unfriendly, everybody mash up the black man and breed up the white girl them. Um the place cold, nobody no friendly, everybody vex. Them come from work and them mad and their face screw. Nobody not happy again. You walk outside the cold, you have to put on your glove and your jacket and cover up and all them something there. The place is weird and strange. And this is not the reality that I want for my children and for my son. And I'm just here reflecting on how the majority of us in the West who are born here have never had that experience. We have never gone into the sea, and you know when you've gone in the sea water and you bathe and it sting you and you start to feel the little grains them from the sand, and you touch, and when you touch your hand you just see all the grains from the sand on your hand, and you come out and you wash off and you smell like seawater, and you go by the side and they're selling roast fish and roast yam or salt fish and all this, and then they cut a coconut and give you, and you drink the coconut water. When you finish drinking the coconut water, you take out and you yam the jelly. Lord, I mean, it's your boy. You could never imagine. I don't know why people came here. I don't know why my mother came here. I don't know what was in her mind. I don't know what she was thinking. I mean, as somebody who I never been to, I've never, you know, I haven't lived in Jamaica. You know, me not born there. I mean, you know, me not live there. But I'm connected to the culture in a way that a lot of first generation Caribbean children are not connected, because I was going to the Caribbean since I was 3 years old, drinking bush tea and chase chicken in the morning and coo 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 in the morning when the crow wake you up. Here's alarm clock will wake you up. Down there's the crow wake you up. The crow wake you up, and then in the morning when the window open, you can smell the fresh breeze, the fresh Caribbean breeze or the African breeze coming in from the window. You can smell, and you smell the bread, and you smell, oh God, man, that's life. That is real life. And I remember every time I left the Caribbean when I was a child, I used to cry. The last time that I left the Caribbean, when I was 18, I was crying because I said that was the time I did not know when I was going back. I tell you that life's sweet. Or Africa, or South America, or Central America, you know, wherever African people are, that is real life. We can talk about being African all we want, but if you've never felt seawater lap up on your tail, if you never felt, you put your feet in the water and then you feel the little worms at the bottom of the sea going through your toes. You stick your feet in the sea and you can feel the sand coming into your feet, you know, and the water is just pulling you back and forth. That's healing, you know. Wh- when you are black, when you're melanated and you don't get seawater for a time, your skin starts to look ashy and dry. Even you can put shea butter on yourself, it doesn't make a difference. This is not even my natural complexion. I'm not even this complexion. It's just, it's so unnatural, this life. You sit at your house, you're on the internet, then you cook some food, you cook a little bit of ackee and saltfish, or you cook some yam and dumpling, or some green banana, and that's all you can have. You don't have to see weather, you don't have the sun. I mean, I don't know, for those people who are in the south or in warm climates, that's different. But for us who are in Canada, what would a Caribbean person be thinking coming from the Caribbean to Canada? What wrong with you know? You're coming from the Caribbean to Canada? Of all places. It's freezing here. We have 7 months of winter, 3 months of summer. It's freezing, it's cold, the people are cold. White people are racist, they don't want to in them country. We have to speak French. We have to learn all these different ways of behaving. We don't know this culture. We don't know this life. They might take away man, I screw off a man them. Now black woman can't find a good man called the white woman take off a man them. I mean, it's just this life is so unnatural. I don't know how African people feel. Maybe, they don't feel the same. I don't know. But I know a lot of African people that I've spoken to feel the same way. And I know that African people go back to their countries more often than Caribbean people do. But, the whole matter is that, it's so unnatural, this way of life. And it's so contrary to what we're coming from and what in my case, and what my mother is coming from. And even though I'm a first generation Canadian, this is all that I know. This is all, I was born in this and I was raised in this. This is not what I want for myself. I need the sun. I love the sun. The sun, in ancient Kemet, we honored the sun. I'm a vegan. I can't get the proper nutrients from the vegan food because the soil is depleted here after all the massacres that they've done to people. They kill off the native people here. They kill off everybody and build up industrial places. The soil is depleted. There's blood all over the city. As Capleton said, bloody city. There's a blood all over the city. There's blood all over the soil because this soil has so many dead people in it after they killed off all the native people them. They kill off all the native people them. They kill off everybody, just like they did in the Caribbean. But in the Caribbean, it's a little bit different because, the melanin of the people. You see, where you don't have melanin, you have lack of life, lack of cultivation, lack of spirituality. You see? Nothing can grow about here. We have winter for 7 months 7 months of the year. None can grow. You can't grow nothing, You have to go to the West Indian so you get your plantain, and it's not even real food. We don't know where I get the food from. Agreeing, but everything tastes different. People are complaining about the Caribbean, how the Caribbean is violent, it's not the same, and how Africa is not the same, or, Africa is changing, because we're the ones, we did the brain drain, Our parents came here, no one tell you if you leave your country, where you leave your country, fine, I come to Canada, come jump up and do caravana in a people country. Shame. I jump up and down my people's street and I wind up so. But shame on yourself. Why jump? No shame. I jump up and down in a people country. And you don't own nothing about ya. No shame on yourself. Lord. Me, I would have shame. If I'm coming from a country, and I know I have not contributed anything to the economy. I don't have any business. I don't have any bank. I don't have any hospital. have not contributed anything to the country other than putting people, making their bank account, their banks fatter. Maybe RRSP, and you're going to jump up and down in the street and do caravana in a G-string and a bra. And what kind of arms is that? No shame on yourself. I would never jump up and down in people's country. Maybe you can celebrate your independence, Jamaica Day independence. Okay, that's okay. You can celebrate the independence of your country, but what was the independence for? To come in people's country and work for them? And clean them house and take care of them picnic? This is just not natural. And the more that I think about it, the more that I know that I cannot be in this kind of situation. I can't raise my child here. My sister says she's from St. Vincent. She was forced to leave our country because of our mother, because our mother make her leave here our country. We just go down the street for go eat some dumpling and yam, and even and even that not taste the same. You know, look up dumpling and yam and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not the same. After you finish the yam, the dumpling, and the yam, you have to go out into the cold and put on your gloves and your jacket and everything. You know, I mean, it's always great to have a memory and feel good and feel this and that, but it's never the same without the sun, without raw energy. You know, and being around Europeans, I don't care how people want to say whatever. Black people cannot be racist because racism is an institution. We know we can't be racist. Being around white people all the time is not normal either. It's not normal because they are not from the sun. They're different people. They're not from the sun. Okay? They're different people. They have a different culture. They have a different way of life. You understand? They don't know this is normal to them. By May, when the place is breezy, they start wear shorts and sandals and I walk outside and talk about, oh, it's hot. They don't know what hot is. I remember the last time I was in Jamaica when I came off the plane. I walked off the plane and I walked off the plane and all I could feel was the heat. Shoo, it was like, just like, it hits you in your face. It's hard in your face because you're not used to it, right? And when white people are that's why they need air conditioning and all them something there in a them resort and all them thing there. That's why they stay in Montego Bay because they can't take the heat. Where my people are from, if you go there and you stay there for a couple of days, trust me, even the breeze can't catch you. The place hot, me I tell you. When me say hot, me say like hot. You know? They don't know about that. There's certain things they just don't know. You know what I mean? That we know. And living around them for like what I'm saying, Muta Baruka say, it's no good for stay in a white man country too long. It will mad you, you know. I know a lot of people out here that end up in madhouse and nervous breakdown and all them kind of something there because them can't take the stress of not living in a white people country. Not only, even if white people, they're nice to you, they're whatever, their culture is so dynamically different than ours that when we stay there for too long, even if you're born here, you're generationally born here, you're African, born in America, and you're generationally here, being around them for an excessive amount of time changes the energy frequency of you, of African people. We cannot be around, we cannot be in these types of environments for excessive amounts of time, So my particular message here is, wherever you're from, if you're African and you're melanated, you have melanin in your skin, and you are a melanated person, and you have African ascendancy, you need to make a plan to come out to the people of your country. Because we not belong here, so. And if we place, the place cold, the people them cold, the culture cold. And we are losing our minds here. And our mind, our spirit, and our body is not being nurtured. This is not natural for us. I not care if we not say we don't want education and all them something there. And we don't want, we want to have a better life. What better life? What better life do we have that is so better? People in the Caribbean are now having a difficult time because there was a brain drain. If they had left and stayed in the Caribbean and stayed in Africa and built it up, we wouldn't be having to be here and building up people country. We're building up their economy and building up their system. You understand? All this stuff that we're using from computer come from Congo. All these things that we're using here comes from the Caribbean and Africa. All these things, the bauxite that they drain out of Jamaica, where they don't have no more. All these things, that they have in their, economy is because of us. They would have never been able to build this without immigrants, including the Asians and the Indians, who we have to talk about, particularly Canada, because we have a lot of the Asian and Indian immigrants here. But even them, they're able to preserve their culture better. We have to preserve ourselves. And even if we're coming here, we have to have an infrastructure that we are coming to. And we stay for a time and we leave. And who have family in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, in Africa, tell them, no, come here, sir. Then if you stay with them there. The last time I went to Jamaica, I had to me tell my cousin them, don't bother if you try come a foreign, stay where you're there. All the people that I talk to, I say, stay where you're there, no bother come here, so you talk about mad you. This place mad people. Sometimes when I'm in my apartment, I'm like, you can't even, you're trapped. It's like prison. You either walk outside, you go to work, you go grocery shopping, back at your house. You don't have any social life here. And if you have a social life, you have to spend money to have a social life. If you don't have money, you can't do anything here. What if you don't have money? What if you don't have dollars to spend all the time? What are you gonna do?